you can see, it's absolutely freezing today. It's about 3 o'clock and it's still only 11 degrees. I've got the fire going, but it's so hard to get going. The hands are so cold to hold a paintbrush. I thought, I haven't done any more work to this yet, but I've had a brainwave of what I want to do. So you'll see that come together. I did duck into the art supply shop and bought a couple of more things that I thought I'd share with you. Basically the paint is a restock. I got some Naphthol red light and some ultramarine blue. Really great colours for mixing and creating other colours. And you might remember in one of my art haul videos I got this Grey Matters paintbrush and I spoke about why it's got the grey tip, and it's been such a lovely brush. I have noticed after I've washed it, it takes a long while to dry, which suggests to me that it's got plenty of hairs in the bristle, or plenty of bristles in the head, and it's just really lovely and soft. The paint flows off it really, really nice. So I picked up another one. It's got the series, and yeah, it's another Grey Matters. So slightly smaller head to it, and it's also slightly longer. I didn't realise they actually come in a stumpy handle and a long handle, and so I'm really pleased I figured that out. And what's really great about a long handle is it means you can stand well back from the painting, because as you all know who paint, when you're standing up close and if you find like this, you're close to the image, you can't actually see it. You're really only seeing that little bit that you're working on. So being able to work and stand right back helps the whole composition and the whole painting. Yeah, so that's exciting. And I also ducked into the op shops locally and found some really lovely things that I'll share with you. We're collecting more things for still life. So I found this little vase. It's got no maker's mark. It cost me $6. Yeah, the shape's just really lovely. It's going to work well. And the same sort of thing, non-maker's mark, just a basic jug, but really lovely glaze. And I found this gorgeous little teapot. I guess it's for a single cup of tea. I guess you have it as your morning tea, your first cup in the day, perhaps something that was brought to you by your bedside, little cup saucer on a little tray. So it has a maker's mark. It's New Chelsea staffs, made in England. It has a little lid that's got those little pieces that help hold it on for pouring, I imagine. So that's the back. That's the front. So New Chelsea Staffs was obviously based in Staffordshire in England, and it was formed in 1921, I believe, and was sold in 1951 to Susie Cooper Pottery. So, and then the pieces became called New Chelsea China. So I imagine that's dated somewhere in the 50s or late 40s. I don't think it'd be a 1921 piece, but yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? And so I got that for $10, the lid. Yeah, nice. So have no fear, I won't be cutting this up like I do the teacups. It's much too rare and precious a piece. That will be a prop for still life. The other thing that's not really still life or art related, well, it is art related in the fact that it's a print. This gorgeous print. Look at her face. And her dress. I hope the camera's doing that justice. It's by Millay, and, made in the late 1800s. So I found a date and title for this little painting. It was painted in 1882 and it's called For the Squire, which refers to this letter. It's sometimes called Letter for the Squire. And so Millay was an English painter and he was one of the founders of the Pre-Raphaelites Brotherhood. And he was actually a child prodigy and at the age of 11 became the youngest student to enter the Royal Academy schools. It's originally an oil on canvas and it's quite big. It's 85 by 63 centimetres. If you're not familiar with this work, as I wasn't, I hadn't seen this before, you may know his more famous works, which is this sequence here. I'll show you. The Child Christ and Ophelia, which is a lovely, lovely painting. And I don't have any books on the Pre-Raphaelites, but I do have this John Waterhouse book, who was towards the later period of the Pre-Raphaelites, still considered one of the group, but painted later in the period to Millay. And he also has a painting of Ophelia, which I'll show you, his own version. So that's John Waterhouse's version of Ophelia, much more positive before her death, showing her sitting up, but or about to meet her fate. And just a lovely, lovely painter. I love his work. This is interesting, showing you the sketch and then the finished piece. I just love the drapery and the shape that he's got going there. With the wind, beautiful. And I just love this, the openness of the brush strokes, particularly in the way the dress is formed. Just very, very suggestive and really beautiful. One of his work that I particularly love, and I do have a print of this, is Lady of Shalott. And she's actually out searching for her husband, who has also passed, but she doesn't know that yet. And the way the tapestry's been painted and the water, really, really lovely. And here's a close-up detail of that painting. The way that hair has been rendered. Her clothing, yeah, really, really love that. Very dramatic stories, of course, and yeah, look at that front cover. So if you're interested in that book, that's the publishing house, and it's just J.W. Waterhouse. I'll show you that. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, and the other thing I did get, it's quite heavy. I bought this great big pad. I'll show you the details there. So 250 GSM, which is a reasonably heavy paper, made by Clairefontaine. I've not used her product before, not used this pad before. Really thick cartridge. That's actually quite thick. That's going to be lovely to paint on. And it does say it's for multi-techniques, so mixed media, so I'll be able to do all the things I normally do on that. So that's all the goodies. And as you can see, I'm always thriving with ideas, and it's the challenge to actually find the time to get them all out onto the page or canvas. So, I think she's finished. I was mostly having trouble with this vase. It had the same value as the background, so it just was getting lost. And I'll show you the black and white. A great way to test that is to take a photo and take all the saturation out, put it into black and white, and it will really help you see value. I think I've managed to pick it up, but I'll sit with it and see how I go. This is still my favourite bit, the fruit bowl, and yeah, I really love how the flowers have turned out. I'll show you some close-ups, but yeah, I'm really thrilled. I feel like with this I've really leapt forward into how I really want to paint, so it's really exciting. Here is the drawing I did many years ago, back when I was doing my last year of high school actually, and it's the image that I'm using to promote my drawing workshop that's coming up at the end of July. So this is a reminder, if you are local, there are a few places left. So go to the Newstead Arts Hub website and there'll be a link there for you to buy your ticket. I'd love to see you. It's going to be fun to get back into thinking about drawing, and it's designed for beginners, very basic steps to how to begin drawing and mark making. So I hope to see you. If you've enjoyed this video, of course, please consider giving it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, it's a good idea, and you can be kept up to date from when I post. I do try to post weekly. And with that, I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next week. Bye.